Let's talk about some tips for our buyers as well as their sellers. We're starting off with our buyers. This is information or tips that actually should be coming from your lender when you're buying. Here's 4 mistakes that buyers make while they're in escrow or even before that. Number 1 is not checking your credit report regularly. The statistic is that 34% of Americans have errors on their credit reports. It's something you should request annually, review it, and see if there's anything that should be contested, removed, or anything. Like, another mistake is not being honest on the application. Like, the whole drill is that your lenders, underwriters are going to be digging in to corroborate what you're putting on the application. It doesn't make sense to put anything that, even a little, what you think might be a little white lie, it could end up throwing everything off. I would say just be honest. It doesn't make sense to fib on it. Another mistake, and this is a little bit hard, try not to take a new job while you're in escrow. This may not typically be a deal breaker per se, but it could slow things down. And I say this is hard because in current times, depending on your industry, this may be something you can't control. As much as possible, try not to be transitioned to different jobs while you're in this buying process. And if you do, again, be upfront with your lender and just tell them as soon as it's happening. Another thing is talk to your lender and ask them, well, what if I do this, right? Will this have any effect? A lot of buyers, while they're in escrow, they're like, oh, we're getting a new house. Let's go shopping for furniture, and where does it go? On your credit card. Or even worse, you buy a car and you take a loan out, and that's going to affect your credit. Making major purchases while you're in escrow is a no-no too. Again, it may not be a deal breaker, but it could be, and it could also slow down the process and the time frame that you close. It could throw kinks. Worst case scenario, you won't qualify for and get your final approval for the loan, but try to stick away from those things if you're in process. Not to say you're walking on eggshells, but just be cognizant of what can affect your credit while you're still in escrow.